Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Bitcoin Ethereum report for Monday the 9th of August. And let's have a look at a couple of counts that we've got here for this. Well, first of all, this is the bearish count because it's got wave A here and wave B here and wave C. The 50,000 is roughly the 50-60% retracement level. And also what I want to say again is that, we're looking at this count and we're also looking at a more bullish count on this one-day chart here. The other one was a two-day chart, not that it's a big difference. So this case here allows us to have wave 3 over here with an A wave, a B wave and a C wave here for wave 4, and then looking up for a bullish count to the upside. So it'd be 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, pulling back closer to the 40 and then pushing up higher for that. So I don't know which count is right. And all I can say is that this is the 50-60% retracement level. And if we get a classic trading levels pattern on that level, if this is the 50,000 across here, and we get a classic trading levels pattern where we get the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and and then we get support here. Well, if we get that support here, then we can say that we're moving up higher at that point. And if we're going to be moving higher, then because I'm open-minded, so if we're going to be heading higher, well, we've got 50,000 and then we've got 100,000. Between those two there, we've got the 65, which is halfway there, and then we've got the 80. So we'll just work up through these levels. That's the way that the market would go. So like I said, I don't know if we're going to get support on this level, but if I see that pattern, then I know that we will, because if we get support here, I know that we'll take out that top there. I'd feel very confident in that way. I've been doing this for a while, so I kind of know what I know, and when I don't know, I say I don't know, and that's a good difference. So yeah, so Ethereum's been leading to the upside, and Ethereum's already hit its 50-60% retracement level. So that's we know that that ETH has been leading over Bitcoin, so we'll use that, and we'll be looking at ETH today as well. So I don't know which major count that we've got. All we can do is continue to work the intraday counts. Okay, so let's go and do that. So let's go back to our our bearish count. We'll just go back to that for a second, because I think this is, well, it's hard to say, because I can see that the miners, they can push up higher as well. So I think that this is a sort of a reasonable count here, getting us to this area through here. The other thing, let's just move in further here. So on the I think it's on the 6 hour that we've been working this particular count. So we'll just squash all this back in, and this count here goes from this big A wave here all the way over to this big B wave count here for this. So we've been looking at this as an A and a B and counting 5 waves up here for wave C of A, and then we were looking for our B wave back. It didn't quite pull back to where I thought that it may pull back to, but I was kind of aware of that as well, because I know that when a market is working with a large number like this, the first things that we do is we look at group 1 and group 2. So group 1 is 1, 2 and 3, so 43 in this case. And then we look at group 2 here, and most of the time the market stays within that space, so the 50-60% retracement level for wave B was roughly at the 35,000, so we're a bit short there, but We did get 5 waves down here, and then a B wave, and then a C wave here. So I think that's all not, it just didn't pan out exactly the way that I thought it did. It was just a little bit skewed. And that's okay, I guess. So yeah, looking at it like this, really, as an A, B, and C. So let's move in a little bit further now with all of this and try to understand it a bit further. In here, of course, we've got, just before we leave this and go into further and try to understand things, is that we've got 41, 42, and 43. Now, above 43 is 45. So what we'd be looking for on top of the 43 is support, wouldn't we? So if we get that tested support, then that will separate us from the 40 at that particular stage. Let's go in further with all of this. There's not much on that chart. Let me just double check. We go to the 2-hour chart. It's got a little bit more on it. Okay, so we can see that the stochastics on this 2-hour chart is pulling back nicely, so everything's going according to plan there. So just talking about this for a moment, this little move up here, it can be counted as 5 waves up, right? So we could look at it as the A wave, the B wave, and then the C wave going up here with wave 1 here. The 50-60% retracement level is back down closer to the 40, and that would be an ABC pattern. A bit hard to put that in there just yet. We'll go to a smaller degree. So wave 1 and 2 here, and then 3, 4, and 5 here. So that would make a reasonable count to the upside. Okay. The other thing that we kind of got to look at as well is, because that's in 5 waves there, we could also look at it like this as well. A small wave C with a wave B here. So an A and a B and a C here for the wave B. Now I'm saying this, but we don't have to concern ourselves too much about that for the time being, unless the 40 becomes the retested resistance. Okay, so if the 40 becomes the retested resistance, well then we would need to look at it as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave. And the relationship would probably be that this would be 61.8% of wave A here, of this length here, probably, something like that anyway. So is that possible to have a shorter wave C here? It is possible, because when you think about it, Ethereum has already reached its 50-60% retracement level, where Bitcoin's 50-60% retracement level, just at a guess, is around here somewhere. So Ethereum is already there. So Ethereum is really leading to the upside. So it could be possible that we're up against something of that nature. Let's just drill in a little bit further here. I don't know what I got on the hourly chart. Okay, this is how I've counted it to the upside. There's a gap in here because the company that I was working with is doing something or other. I can't remember what it was, but I've double checked this count on another platform, and it counts quite nicely as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for 1. So that would leave us with, if that is wave 1 here, then we can look at this low here and that high, of course, and we can look at our 50 and 61.8% in here somewhere. I'm going to start to look at this, so probably need to go onto the tick chart to start checking this, but something of this nature here. And it doesn't have to come all the way down here, but let's just put it to 2, shall we? See how that sort of plays out. But like I said, we can still be bullish in this market, but if the the 40 here becomes the retested resistance, then we've got a problem there. So the resistance would look like this here. So the market would come down, bounce off it, go through it, come back and check it, and take that low out here. That's when it goes through the level, right? It doesn't mean it's bearish because it can come back up. But even if it does come back up above the level, it still doesn't mean that we're out of trouble at that point, because what can happen is it could go an ABC up here and then come down and take that level out, right? So it needs to stabilize itself on that level. So it takes a little while to get that confirmation there. But as resistance, which would be taking the low out, then we know that that would be that this here would be here at that point and not up here. So we just talked about that as such. So we can put that there just to remind us that we've talked about it, but at the same time we can look at wave C and B up there. But the interesting thing about that would take Ethereum a long way up. Is Ethereum under here? Yeah, sorry. Let's just have a look at Ethereum for a moment in the bigger picture here on this daily chart. Let's just check that 50-60% retracement level just also roughly as well. So that's the lows there. So yeah, we're right here. So what we could also say as well is we could say, well, if Bitcoin is going to give us, let's just copy this little guy here and put this up here, and let's just copy that again because we'll need a few of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So wave 1 is really quite long in this particular case, isn't it? So wave 3 could be roughly the same. I'll just put wave 3 there and so on here. So what I was sort of thinking here, this is where, this is what we would need to play out up here for that. So, but I'm thinking that if Bitcoin comes down here as in some sort of ABC and then starts to move up to wave 3 here, I mean, what does that mean for Ethereum? So if we come back out here for a moment, that means that Ethereum, could muck around, it's sticking to the major trading level here. But if Bitcoin is going to move up from well, let's say 42,000, 41, 42,000, all the way up here, 9,000, say, all the way up here for wave 3 and then 4 and then 5, that's going to put this way up here then, isn't it? So if that's going to be the case, then we're going to take out this high here and then in that case, this move down here, this grayed out wave A here, wave B here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here for wave C, that would be the end of the correction at that point and would be just moving up at that point. Because this is really, this whole thing here, in my mind with the trading levels, all of this is a correction at 3,000. It's gone to 4 and it's gone back to 2, but this is the balance point in here. And you won't know that until it spends more time over here for that. But that's the center of it all, basically. Do you know? Like, yeah, the halfway mark, so to speak. So it's at the halfway mark here. So yeah, if that's going to be the case, then we could call, if this is going to push up into wave 3 here, then we could say that this ABC pattern that I got here is the wrong count, and we can come back to is it this count on the 2-day, not the 2-day count, this on the daily count here for this, then we could look at this, then it would be highly likely that this market would be in play here. So we'd have wave 3 here with an A and a B and a C here for wave 4, and then 1 and and 2 and 1 and 2, and this one here would be green wave 1 and green wave 2 coming back, and then 3, 4, 5. So it would put a lot more emphasis on this being a low in place at that point. So I think that that's pretty interesting. So let's see what happens here. So I don't know what else I can really add to this. And like I said to you, at the end of the day, I don't know what's going to happen here with either of these markets. It's really all about, I mean, if Bitcoin comes back here for 1, and if that's 1 and 2 in green and goes up here, that would be like 3, 4 and 5 here for that. That would just be the top of the third wave, and then we would have the fourth wave coming in here as an ABC, and then up for the fifth wave here to make the third wave. Third waves here like this, they tend to come pretty close to the tops over here, so we'll just put that there as the third wave. That will give you a bit of an idea at that stage where we're at. Yeah, so we've either got a top in play here now, and we're going to be coming down further from this point, or we'll come down to the 40 and then move off. And if we move off here, and we're going to move up here, that's going to, like I said, that's going to take Ethereum, you know, that's going to take Ethereum way up here to the old highs up here and beyond, you know. So that means that this wave 4 becomes in a stronger position, let's say. Yeah. So that's it really. I'll just go to the tick chart just to have a look at this top area here. I think I may have put something in there. Let's just check on it a bit. Yeah, I mean, last time we spoke on the Friday, we were talking about, well, we had this move up here, didn't we? And we had this in here as an alternative wave B and C. So I've put that in there now anyway as that. And because we also talked about being long here for this as well. And that was the other thing with Ethereum as well. With Ethereum here, we could look at this as an A and a B and a C as a top here for this. So there's been trades in here as well. So let me just go to the 4-hour chart. Sorry to be going all around the place today. It's just Monday morning, just getting tuned back into the markets a little bit. So we've had long trades here. We've taken a percentage here. So we need to take profit here on Ethereum until we get a classic trading levels pattern here and we know what's going on at that point. Okay, that's what I wanted to say about Ethereum. But while we're in here a little bit further, so I've counted Ethereum from the low of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the A wave and the B wave here. I feel like there's one more little move here for this, but I could certainly be wrong. We could also have that in here, but I don't really care. I just really wanted to see what we get at this level here. The market didn't really, well, I don't know here. I need to check on it because this platform I'm on was offline for a while, so I don't know what actually occurred within this particular space. But anyway, I just wanted to say that when you need to exit those trades at 3,000. And coming back to Bitcoin here. So yeah, from this low here on this tick chart, we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and 3, 4 and 5 here, and looking down here for the A, B, C pattern coming into play as such. Now, like I said, this may also come down here, bounce off here, come through here, and then back in. If, you know, if we see something like that, then we know that we're in a bigger bearish picture at that point. Once we created the first low below the level, then we would have a bear market at that point. But in the meantime, I just think we need to focus on this here. So I'm just trying to see if I've done anything wrong. Yeah, I'm quite happy. So at the end of the day with this situation here, we've either got wave 1 and 2 in here, or we've got wave B and C in here, and we're done and dusted for wave B. So that means that any long trades that you've got here as a trader, then you need to be protecting those positions. The next long trade would be through the top here for that, and we'll pick it up tomorrow if there's going to be some, you know, some move up from that point. But yeah, that's the other side of the coin. So like I said when the video started, I don't have a clear answer for this because it boils down to being this or this. So we need to work through this until we get that. So I'll leave it at that. Alrighty. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.